What's going on, guys? Vic GST here. Just gonna try to revamp this channel and bring some things back and kind of recap on everything that's been going on. I know I really haven't been vlogging much or kind of keeping up with the wind of things and actually putting things into sequence. So I'm gonna try to wrap everything up in this video, and then we'll go from there, and I'll let you know what's to come more with the channel. Alright, to start off, most of you guys know, if you have seen my channel before, my car that I own is a 1998 Mitsubishi Eclipse GST. That model is basically the second generation DSM that I guess you would say Brian O'Connor drove in the first Fast and Furious, the lime green one. My car is a 4G63 2.0 turbo 4-cylinder car. Last time you guys seen it from some of the clips before, it was making approximately about 400 horsepower. I never got it dyno tuned. It was always street tuned. It's actually street tuned now as well. So the Eclipse, basically I've owned it for, I would say, about a year and a half now. I've owned it for about a year and a half. When I first bought the car, it was completely stock, had, you know, nothing done to it, slipped aftermarket clutch. It didn't really have much done to it. It had an aftermarket blow-off valve, aftermarket clutch that was shot. It had, I didn't really have much. It just had little carbon fiber trim pieces, nothing crazy done to the motor or anything at all. So when I first got the car, I replaced the clutch. I put an ACT 6-puck unsprung clutch, and I put a ACT Streetlight flywheel on it. So that was done just to get the car running, rolling, you know. It was drivable. So after that, we got the car running, driving. I drove it probably for about a month here and there. I also have a second vehicle at the time, and I still do have a second vehicle. That's one big thing, guys. If you ever decide to build a race car or build a performance car or have a project or anything, make sure you have a second car, because when that project car breaks down, you need something to rely on, you know, to get back and forth from work. It's one key factor. But back to the story. So the second gen, basically, I got the clutch in, started driving it, drove it for about a month, and me and one of my good friends was like, you know what, like, I was used to the power, like, it was cool to be back in a turbo car. I've owned one previously that basically ended up blowing up, and we'll get into that, a whole nother story. It blew up and then got totaled, a whole bunch of, it's crazy. But I got it rolling, so then me and my buddy are like, you know what, like, this power is cool, like, it's making stock power, it's running good, it's healthy, the maintenance is up. You know what, let's fucking make it a full bolt-on car. So I ended up changing a whole bunch of things, man. We spent probably, you know, the whole Sunday just getting the car together. What I did to the car to make it a full bolt-on car that you guys will see the pictures right here, right now. I did, my setup was, fuel setup was just Walbro 255 fuel pump. It was, then I ran some PTE 1000cc injectors. I ran a 20G Bastard 20G turbo. It was pretty good. It was good turbo. Quick spool, you know, instant. It was sick. After that, what did I run? So then I ran the Greddy blow-off valve. I ran the VR Speed, short root front mount intercooler. I had the clutch setup that I described before. I had an HKS, external wastegate, and a dump tube straight to the ground. What else did we have done to the car? I don't know. It was basically just a full bolt-on car, nothing crazy. You know, it was within my means money-wise at the time, and the car made awesome power. It destroyed a lot of shit on the streets. You know what I mean? And I always ran it probably around like 22 pounds of boost. I was running into a misfire problem for some time, for most of the time that I had it. So what I had on there before, so after we made the car full bolt on, I drove it for probably like, I don't know, probably 3-4 months. Drove it, beat on it, you know, it's gonna get beat on, it's a turbo car. I just tried to keep up on it as much as possible. So I drove it for about like 4 months, and then while I was driving it, I was being an idiot and trying to get my launches down. It's a front wheel drive car, you know, GST, front wheel drive, GSX, all wheel drive. I was trying to get my launches down, and I launched it one day, kind of shitty road. It wheel hopped and shattered, you know, the casing of the tranny. So car went down for about a couple, like, I think it was only down like for like a month actually. It's down for like a month. I ended up getting a super great deal on a transmission, a built TRE transmission, front wheel drive. It was like some special order. Someone specially ordered it, the guy previous to me, to have it built by TRE. And it had a Quafe Life differential in it, so LSD. So I threw that in. Then when I threw that in, I drove it for about a month again. I drove it for about a month. It was like October and November of 2017. Drove it for like a month, and then what happened was I figured out my misfire issue. The injectors I had in there previously, before the PTEs, were RCs, 1000s as well, and I ended up getting the PTEs in there, the precision injectors, and about, you know, a day later, literally just like a day later, I was driving it, had a buddy in the car with me, and obviously, you know, you're showing off all this stuff like, no, the car's quick, this and that, and that's one thing you don't want to do. You just don't want to show off for people and push your car's limits. And I was on a back road, took him for a ride. It was kind of like a downhill, and then it went up a little bit and went straight. And we're going down the hill, first, second, you know what I mean? Bang third, and we're doing like a $110, $120 on a back road. Bang third, and so it comes down and it goes up like this. There's like a little notch kind of, and the car literally caught air, banged forth, and so it was like a $120, $130, and the motor ended up blowing. Motor blew, kidding you not, the car rolled probably like a quarter of a mile until it actually like stopped with me trying to stop it on the brakes. Popped the hood. I knew the motor was blown once I heard the pieces of the motor hitting the bottom of the car, hitting the floor of the car. My buddy's sitting beside me, and he's like, those rocks? And I was like, no, the motor just blew. Fuck. Like, the motor just blew. I wasn't even stressed at the time, even though like my other car, my daily was down at the time. My daily was fucking down. I shouldn't have even been beating on the car. My daily was down, and I was just like, I wasn't stressed, but I was like, fuck, dude, like, you know, I'm gonna keep this car forever no matter what, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get it running. But it's like, fuck, my daily's down, and this thing just blew up. Fuck am I gonna do? So and call my buddies. He's like, he actually lives like a town over. I was just like, you know, come pick up a car. Pretty sure the motor's blown. This is my cat, Oreo. What's going on, Oreo? Say hi. The motor, I called him, just was like, dude, can you come trailer the car. I'm pretty sure the motor's blown. I was positive the motor's blown, because right before I called him, I popped the hood. Manifold is glowing red, smoke everywhere, coolant everywhere, you know what I mean? The reason there was coolant everywhere is because when the motor shot the rods through the block right behind the turbo, if you're familiar with these motors, and shot it right into the radiator. So it had that much force that it actually shot into the radiator and you know, caused a spillage everywhere. So I called him. He came up to pick up the trailer of the car. You'll actually see a video right here, right now, of me showing you that the motor was blown. I sent it to one of my buddies who actually helped me build the car, as I talked about previously. I sent this video to him. I still have this video, so we'll post this right here. So back to that, after you've seen that, yeah, motor was shot. So I was like, fuck, what do I do now? I ain't got no car. After that, I'm like, you know what? It's like, it blew up pushing 28 pounds of boost because it fixed that misfire. And 20G, it's a decent sized turbo, but it's not that big of a turbo where it should be flowing at, you know, that much PSI. So it blew up, and I was like, well, do I just put it back to a stock block and drive it on the 20G on lower boost and enjoy it as a street car still? Or do I just build it and just go balls to the wall? And so I decided, you know, my buddy just picked up GTR. He got his GTR, a month later, goes full bolt-ons, like carbon fiber, everything. Car's sick. Like, you'll probably seen past footage, you know, a video tour back. You'll check it out. He was racing another buddies of mine, his Mustang. So his GTR goes full bolt-on, makes like, you know, 600 and some change on pump gas, on 93 pump gas. So I'm like, damn, dude, what do I do? You know, and then another one of my buddies, car we put together, you know, it's 2011 GT 5.0. You know, he threw a VMP kit, supercharged, small pulley, like, made some power, dude. It made like I think it made 580 horsepower. So I'm like, do I really want to put together another stock block, you know, with some type of supporting mods or whatever to make sure it holds down, redo timing, etc., or do I just want to build a block, you know, send it bigger turbo, and be able to keep up with these guys? So I decided to actually just build the motor, bigger turbo, upgrade my fuel system, just about almost did everything. There's like probably little odds and ends, one or two things that I didn't do yet that I will be doing in the future because the car's not going anywhere. But that's the update on the Eclipse, the 1998 Mitsubishi Eclipse 2.0 Turbo GST. That's what's going on with my car right now. I will be posting some clips in the future. The car is running very well right now. It's doing awesome. I'll go over what the car has done to it since my previous build when it was full bolt-on. I'll do an overview on the car, show you everything that's done to it. But from here on out, I just want to give you a quick recap on what's been going on with the car. I kind of want to keep like the vlogging scenario. So I think we're going to keep trying to vlog. I'm not going to, maybe I'll throw videos in here and there of like edited races or, you know, what's ever going on. I try to go to some track events. This past weekend we went to the Street Outlaws No Prep event in Pennsylvania. That was pretty cool. But I'm just going to try to keep throwing things here and there. I think most of it's going to kind of be vlogging, you know, just so you guys can kind of see that. And I hope you guys like, subscribe, and continue to follow the channel. And I can't wait to see what this holds. Just hold on to the process and like keep moving forward. See you later.